Maple, are you coming to do Wellness Wednesday too? Did you want to share how your wellness journey is going? You little stinker. Why you gotta be so cute, huh? Why you gotta be so cute? There's Cedar over there. Wherever Maple is, Cedar isn't far behind. You can't have my coffee. Cedar wanted to say hi too. They're getting so big. Hey, leave my coffee alone. They're getting so big. Hey, you're just not gonna leave me alone, are you? Hey friends, welcome back to another Wellness Wednesday. Coming in to give you a update on how my dairy-free and alternating lean and fat keto days is going. I can't believe it's almost been 2 weeks since I started the alternating lean and fat days, and it's been, I think, 3 weeks since I started dairy-free. I feel like time is really flying, and I think part of the reason that it feels that way is because this has surprisingly been a lot more effortless than I thought. When I've been on diets in the past that are really difficult, where my cravings are really high and where I'm just hungry all the time, it's like time goes so slowly. But with this one, I'm pretty much constantly shocked by how easy it has been. I talked about that last week a lot, and this week has been no different. I'm very rarely hungry. The foods that I'm eating are very satisfying, and as a recap, I think the 3 main reasons that I have been able to stick to this and have it be so effortless are, first, my electrolytes are in balance, and that I attribute to taking my electrolyte drink that I have been taking for the last several months, so I'm good on that. I continue to be convinced that having my electrolytes out of balance before caused me a lot of problems when I've tried different diet tweaks. So having those in line is, I think, making this a lot easier for me. Second thing is eating lots of protein, focusing on protein, making protein the priority. That just covers all my body's bases. Like, the protein needs are met, and it makes it way easier to eat leaner on the leaner days if my protein needs are met. And then the third thing that I think has helped me with the lowering my calories every other day and lowering my fat every other day is that I have eliminated dairy, and I think that has brought my appetite down, and I think it has reduced my cravings just another notch. My cravings were already pretty low from eating keto and keeping my carbs really low. I think that's like the majority of the craving reduction. But I think reducing or eliminating the dairy has just brought the cravings down one more notch, which has helped me tremendously just eating to hunger in this experiment and just being completely satisfied with that. Like, there's no cravings for extra taste and fun food. So I'll talk a little bit about more benefits that I have noticed this week. I haven't noticed any drawbacks, or else I would talk about them. Last week I talked about having some UTI symptoms in the very beginning, but that has completely resolved, and I don't think I've had any other negative things come up, so I will just talk about the positive. I think my energy and my mood has gone up another notch. On my ketovore diet that I was doing before, even with dairy, my mood was not bad. It was an improvement on the way that it is when I'm eating sugar and carbs. But I feel like doing this experiment with the no dairy has just increased my mood one notch. So I'm always feeling kind of at the top end of the range of feeling good. I'm not having as many low days. I also think my brain is clearer, and there's just a touch less like brain fog and stuff like that. So that's always a positive. It hasn't been like a night and day change. It's just been a little notch, a little bit of a mood improvement, a little bit less brain fog, but it is noticeable. Another benefit that I have noticed is that I am shrinking. So I just have noticed that my clothes are fitting better. I pulled out my size 6s and have been wearing those comfortably. I was probably a size 8 to 10 before this, and now I'm probably solidly in a size 6 to 8. I don't fit size 6 in every brand, but in some brands I can fit into a size 6, and others I can fit into a size 8. So that's exciting. So I'm going to put away any size 10s that I had and pull out all of my size 6s. So I'm kind of like shifting in my wardrobe to the smaller sizes. And when I look in the mirror, I can just tell that things are shrinking. So since I do have weight to lose, that is definitely a positive. I think next week I will weigh, or maybe like at the halfway mark of, so that would be like day 15 or so, I will weigh, and then I can share whatever that is next week on my Wellness Wednesday. So I wanted to talk a little bit in this video about something called SHMEC. And this is something that I learned from Jade Tita, who I have talked about before in previous Wellness Wednesdays. He is a brilliant man when it comes to like understanding metabolism and diet and nutrition. And he's all about you finding what works for you and for your metabolism. So he says you need to become a metabolism detective, like your own metabolism detective, because everybody's different. And one tool that he has that he uses to help people learn what works for them and what doesn't is something called SHMEC. And that's an acronym that stands for sleep, hunger, mood, energy, and cravings. So if you do any kind of a diet change, you want to watch those 5 things. And if one of those is off, or if multiple of them are off, then that is a sign that your hormones are out of whack, and whatever you're doing to maybe lose weight or to have some kind of a body change is probably going to be short-lived. And I will tell you, I have done so many different diets where one of those 5 or multiple of those 5 were off, and I just tried to, grit my teeth and get through it, white knuckle it through the hunger or through the mood changes or through the terrible sleep. And I will tell you, none of those ended up working for me long term. So now whenever I make a change, I am hyper focused on those 5 things and really watching myself. And if one of those is off, I definitely adjust and make a change. And it took me a while to decide to do this experiment that I'm doing, even though like from a long time ago, I was like, oh, that seems like it would be a good way to, try to lose a little extra weight. But because I was in a time where I knew my hormones were off because of stress, like the move and all of that stuff, I knew it wasn't the right time. So I put in the work to just get a baseline diet where I felt healthy, where I felt like all of those 5 things were in line. The way Jade Tita says it is when your SHMEC is in check. So until my SHMEC was in check, I didn't attempt any kind of dietary change or tweak that was in an effort to lose weight. Just because I knew that if I was starting off in a place where my SHMEC was not in check, that trying to lose weight on top of that was just gonna make things worse. So I definitely think that a huge reason I'm having success now and I'm feeling so good even with the reduction of calories and the mixing up of the macros that I'm doing is because I was already starting at a place where my SHMEC was in check. So this goes back to what I was talking about several weeks ago about all foods being healthy depending on the state of the person that is eating the food. There's not just healthy and unhealthy foods. Even the most terribly unhealthy food would be healthy if a person was about to starve to death. In the same way, a diet plan could either be healthy or not healthy depending on the person's state of being before they start the diet plan. So just because this is working for me right now doesn't mean that it's the thing that everyone else needs. If someone has just come off of a really stressful time and their hormones are out of whack, or they just had a baby, or any number of things could mean that this is not the right thing for that person to do at that particular time. So having that perspective is really helpful for me, especially in like evangelizing a certain diet. It used to be like way back in the beginning when I first did Atkins, I was like, this is it, I found it, this is the diet that everyone should be on. And I felt like I should evangelize, because if I found the diet that's right, then of course I should tell everybody. But I quickly changed my tune on that. And now I have the perspective of there is not one diet for everyone for all time. It really has to be individualized depending on where the person is coming from. So that is how I diet. I pay really close attention to my body and how it's responding to things using SHMEC. I have found those 5 things to be extremely helpful in deciding what I should do or what I should continue with or what I should stop. I guess that's all for this Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to be coming out with another what I eat in 2 days video, hopefully tomorrow. And in that video, I share a regular higher fat day and a lean day or protein sparing modified fast day. Since my calories have been coming in pretty low, I think I do qualify as a protein sparing modified fast. So look for that hopefully tomorrow. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are doing, and I will see you again in another video. Come here, 2 kittens. Oh, come say hi to the camera. Everyone wants to see you. Oh, yes. Oh, hi, kittens. Cedar and Maple, say hi. They're getting so big. You kids are getting so big. Oh, yeah, hi. How are you? How are you on this fine Wellness Wednesday? Okay, fine. Okay, fine.